Hello everyone, Jimmy as always, today with you. Thank you to everyone who got to the second part. Do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Well, we are starting. The first story from the user Carablu, let's listen to her. So I, 23 female, and my boyfriend, 23 male, celebrated our 2-year anniversary last month. He's currently deployed on a submarine in the Navy and will be home in a couple weeks. We live together, have a puppy, met each other's families, and have been planning to get engaged once he comes back. Even went ring shopping, haven't bought anything yet though. I had car troubles recently and needed to get his car from deployed parking in order to have a safe vehicle to drive for a bit before he gets home. He stashes his phone in his car when he leaves on deployments, supposedly so, that he doesn't have to wipe it for security reasons when he gets off the boat. So I now have his phone. It's important to note that at the time I got the phone and car, I did not suspect a single thing. The 2 years I've been with him have been the happiest of my life. We were the perfect couple in every way. Anyway, I do a little snooping just out of curiosity, mostly to see if he has any selfies that he never sent me. Since pictures of each other are our lifelines when he's out at sea, no or low communication, I go into his messages to send his best friend a stupid text. I am also friends with his best friend forever and notice a chat with a contact I'm not familiar with, and we have a small circle of friends that are mostly other couples in his division. So at this point, I know everyone. I notice that this particular chat is the only one with silent notifications, and at this point, the cold feeling begins creeping into my chest. I open it to see. It's just a few messages, but it's him asking this person if he can stop by their place for a quickie at 7:30 a.m. on the way home from spending 24 hours on the boat. I tried to rationalize that it might be a gross joke between sailors and just someone I didn't know, since he'd never given me any reason to suspect him of infidelity. I knew, though, that if I didn't commit to finding out, that my anxiety would eat me alive. So, with shaking fingers, I pressed call. A very confused woman answered, who proceeded to explain that she'd met up with him for sleep a few times. I was destroyed, devastated, every bit of comfort or safety. I felt gone in an instant. I even considered forgiving him if it truly was only once or twice, but I don't think I ever would have gotten over that. The text exchange I found was dated the week before. He left, and then he spent all deployment sending me lovesick emails like nothing happened. Anyway, I decided not to forgive him after I re-downloaded Snapchat on his phone and logged in to find his conversations with a bunch of other women, photos, disgusting messages, hotel reservations. And those were just the saved chats. Who knows how much more there was, but some of them were from before we even started dating. The timestamps are what really destroyed me though. My fiancé had the nerve to snap a woman that he was dropping a friend off at the airport at 8 a.m. so can be in city all day for her, if she wanted, and guess who the friend was? He was dropping me off at the airport to visit my family for Christmas. And of course, he was real busy while I was gone, whoring around. Have I been dating a narcissist the whole time and not realized it? I'm friends with his friends, and I actually adore his family. And none of them knew this side of him. He's so comfortable with lying to me and everyone else that we couldn't even tell. And none of the women I talked to had any idea who I was either. I'm actually a bit scared of how thoroughly I did not actually know this person, and I was going to marry him. I moved away from everything I knew to be here with him and have done so much personal growing in order to be the best partner I can be and as supportive as possible. And this is what he does. So I need y'all to help me get some horrible petty revenge between dude made me his power of attorney. So I hold literally everything he has in the palm of my hand right now. Not to mention, I know his passwords to everything. I don't want to ruin his life or hurt his family, but I do want my revenge. Author edited the story. He has no idea that I know everything. I think I have a few thoughts about this. I don't think it's cool to take the phone and view messages because this is a personal space, but I think you're lucky that you were able to find him cheating. I'm really sorry that you had to go through this, and I hope at this point in your life, everything is already fine. I think revenge is not a good solution. I hope you understand this. Life will put everything in its place. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. User Consistent Algae commented this story. You want revenge without turning into a person just like him, cheating, lying unwise, dude, destroy his life. Don't worry about what happens to him afterwards. Just splay everything out to his family, friends, anyone you can. Even give all the evidence of infidelity to his command. What they don't tell you is that the military takes infidelity very seriously. Whether or not you're married, he can get in a lot of trouble. You have everything you need to destroy his life. Use it. Here's what the author replied to the user. It's true for wives, but for girlfriends, it happens too often that the military doesn't care at all. I did end up telling his friends and family the gist of it, so they know exactly who he is now. The next story will be from the user, Liniverse. Let's hear what she tells us. I don't really know how to write this, to be honest. I'll just try my best and feel free to ask any questions and I'll answer them the best way I can. English isn't my first language, so apologies for any mistakes. I don't really have anyone in real life that I can talk to about this, so apologies for ranting or over-explaining. And the post being quite long, I have a lot to get off my chest. When I was 16, I was in a pretty clearly abusive relationship for about 2 months with an 18-year-old guy. I'll call him T. T would belittle me and accuse me of cheating when I caught him with a dating app, would openly ogle at other girls in my presence, including my own friends, and did stuff to me that I, in retrospect, realized was abuse. 2 weeks after T broke up with me over text, I was at a party and met 16-year-old S. We got along really quickly, and around 2 weeks after meeting, we made it official. Although I was hesitant, as I knew it was very soon after my relationship with T. Still, S and I were great together. Good communication, everyone told us we seemed like a couple out of a fairy tale, and that I'm lucky to have found a guy like him. I told him about my trauma that T caused, and he was incredibly understanding and sweet about it. I am S' first girlfriend, and he has had no previous romantic experience. About 3 months into the relationship, his mask began to slip, and he did stuff like hide the fact that he was planning to travel with his friend for a whole week. Tell me he had more fun hanging out with another girl than me, when I explicitly expressed to him that I felt like I was boring to him because I was sick that day and couldn't do much for him, and would later hide the fact that he talked to this girl or was assigned group projects with her. Him having fun with other girls is, of course, not a problem. It's the hiding and not communicating stuff. That was the main problem for me. I told him this, and we worked it out. Or so I thought. On our 6-month anniversary, I remembered he had told me about a cool TikTok account, but I couldn't remember the name of it. So I went to look for the account in his following. There I discovered that 80% of the people he followed were smut accounts, girls' thirst traps, and in general, just a bunch of provocative videos of women. I should add for context that he was the one who wanted the act of watching smut to be considered cheating in the relationship. He unfollowed most of the accounts when I asked, but since then, I honestly have not been able to trust him. He has never apologized without me asking, has not done anything to try and regain my trust, and has been making low-key comments about my appearance since unfollowing the smut accounts. He has said things like that, my bra are too small to copulate, that I'm very skinny, said in a demeaning way that he likes that, my tummy or double chin is jiggly, and more stuff like that. He knows that I'm incredibly insecure about my body, as I tell him this after every time he makes a comment. But he doesn't stop. Now, almost a year and a half into the relationship, I still haven't healed from catching him cheating by his own standards. I have also started noticing other things in the relationship, like him constantly sexualizing me, only complimenting my bra or butt if I show off my outfit, saying I have BJ eyes and DSLs when I look up at him. Normally, he can't go 5 minutes while cuddling or hanging out alone without touching my body in an attractive way, even when I repeatedly tell him to stop. Him completely shutting off when I try to confront him, then confronting me about the same problem I had about him a while after, e.g. If I ask him to communicate more, he'll tell me I never communicate a week later. Or if I tell him I caught him checking out another girl in the gym, he'll tell me stuff like that. It's suspicious that I call a guy my friend a couple days later. Him never communicating his own issues, but then getting mad at me for not taking his feelings into consideration and basically gaslighting me into thinking he was communicating his feelings from the beginning. Also, never listening when I try to communicate my own issues. Him never being able to do what I ask him for more than like 2 or 4 weeks. like the comments about my body, the sexualizing, not communicating, and then blaming me for not reading his mind, him only crying when we fight or talk about an issue. I have with the relationship last time he said, I gave him a panic attack because I told him that I don't understand what he's feeling too much. I get panic attacks a lot and have diagnosed anxiety. That is not how it works. There's a lot more than this that I can't remember right now, but this is all just very confusing to me, and I really have no idea what to do or say. We fight almost every day about the smallest things, and then he makes it up by buying me flowers or guilting me, and I'm just so tired I can't tell if this is a toxic relationship or if I'm just dramatic and holding on to trauma from my earlier relationship. Or maybe I'm the toxic one. Hurt people? Hurt people. It's a lot better than my relationship with T. So I can't tell because I've had it way worse than this. But also, I'm not happy as it is right now. I'm just very confused because I don't want to break up. The good moments are so great, and there aren't very few of them. It's just gotten bad, more often recently, but it's getting in the way of my life and my health and my eating habits, and I just don't know if I should break up, try to fix this, or just let it go. Because I'm being dramatic. Thanks in advance for any help or advice you might have. Again, sorry for such a long post. The author edited the story. Edit. I forgot to mention, but my biggest issue is that it seems like he isn't doing any of this on purpose. Like he genuinely forgets what I said and gets surprised when I bring it up. And it just honestly seems like he genuinely doesn't have any ill intentions behind any of this. He genuinely apologizes when we fight and shows remorse when I tell him how he makes me feel. He has even asked me himself if the good outweighs the bad with him or not, and if I want to break up. When I confront him, I just feel so bad because I don't know if he's aware of what he's doing. But on the other side, you shouldn't forget something that many times if the person you love says they're hurt by it, I just can't tell if what he does is manipulation or if he just isn't very good at relationships, considering I'm his first girlfriend. I think I have some thoughts on this. I think that what he requires of you is too obscene. Him should first ask if you are ready to accept any wishes for the transformation of your body, because when you first started dating, he chose you exactly the way you are. I think it's insulting to do this the way your boyfriend does. There's nothing wrong with him expressing his wishes, but he's doing it too rudely and incorrectly. He should think about what you think about this and that. It might be offensive. Based on what is listed below, your attempts to discuss this were unsuccessful because he does not take them seriously or does not consider them so important. To remember, I think you should reconsider your relationship with him and make the right decision about yourself. He clearly does not take you seriously. You deserve a better guy. I wish you all the best and that everything goes well in your life. Good luck. User Candice Causey commented on the story. You are really young and have your whole life ahead of you. I'm 37 and got out of a 13-year marriage in 2019. The best advice I or anyone else can give you is to get out of any toxic relationship you have and focus on yourself. Stay single for a while and take care of yourself. Figure out who you are and what you want, because what you have right now is not a relationship. He is still lying to you and will keep lying to you. You need to date yourself before dating anyone else. Here is what the author replied to this. Thank you so much. What you have right now isn't a relationship. Really spoke to me. We've been sort of codependent on each other since the beginning, pretty much hanging out every day during school breaks and after school. So maybe that's why it feels so genuine when he apologizes. Maybe he's just codependent on me, and it's not actually love or regret. In that case, it's probably better for him too if we end things. There are also user comments, for example, from Girl From Vault. Sounds similar to my boyfriend. He is a smut addict. He spends hundreds a night on smut, but says that he isn't cheating on me. He has told me he doesn't like my body and points out my flaws. Please run while you can, especially when you're young. Once you're out of this, please focus on yourself. The author commented on this. It's nice and very sad to see people relating to me on this. Thanks for replying. I'll try to work up the courage to leave. Seems like that is the right choice here. So today's stories came to an end. They were completely different in content and gave us a valuable lesson about what to do in such situations. I hope you liked the stories and you will appreciate them. Do not forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate your support. Also, do not forget to leave comments under the video. I will definitely read them. I love you all. See you tomorrow.